Pharma brand station.
Showtime.
The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I know this isn't the best time, but when you get a chance to pull over, I gotta pee. What, are you crazy? I'm not pulling over now.
What are you doing now? You're lifting your leg to pee?
No, you don't lift the leg. I get grief for just lifting up one leg of the shorts and bringing it out the side door instead of going out the center
I don't
door.
understand how this works.
Uh-oh. What? What's wrong? The bar's almost full. I'm still going. So stop going. I can't stop going once I've started. It stings.
Much more efficient. Put it on the pole. I guarantee I will take 30% of the people.
Hold that one. Hurry. I'm pitching it. What are you, a camel?
This begs the question, too, since we're here. Do you go through the barn door or over the barn door?
Oh, I never use the barn door.
Oh, I go through that.
The barn door's horrible.
Really?
Uh-huh.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Yeah, away we go on a Thursday. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Nothing like a little barn door talk to kick off your 4-degree morning here in the beautiful city of Milwaukee. Alex drove in for Jen Latta and Gabe Neitzel alongside the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Chamara. What are you giggling about? The barn door?
Hey, Joshy.
Yes.
Someone looks a little beat up. Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
How was Rage Against the Panda Bears? Was it good?
Cage the
Was
Elephant.
it a good concert?
Cage the Elephant was really good. Yes. I had a great time.
Cage the Elephant.
Rage
was
Against the
thinking
Panda Bears. No, that was good, Chew. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, lots to get into this morning. We'll get to Amon-Ra St. Brand. We'll get to Jordan Love. Jason Wilde will join us in about 10 minutes. Chewy, I got to be honest with you, dude.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried you got arrested last night.
Why?
Well, I get a text from you this morning, 5:32 a.m., which, by the way, you just said, I look a little beat up. 5:32 a.m. before I was awake. But, I woke up, I saw a message from you, and it was just a caricature. Joshy? How'd I do that?
How about an emoji? An emoji. It was an emoji.
Of somebody behind bars.
But it was a female.
Is it? Just a bad. It looks like a bowl cut. Just it looks pretty general.
I didn't take note of the gender of the image you sent. It didn't to me strike me as anything to be worried about. And then when Alex Strofe texted me 30 to 40 minutes later and said, "Is Chewy in jail?" I thought to myself, you think he'd be announcing to us he spent the night in jail with that?
Yeah, I texted Josh. I said, I'll be a few minutes past 6:30. Sorry. Also, Chewy is not in jail, correct? So I was worried that was your way of telling us you got arrested.
Hold on. Depends what you mean by jail.
Okay. Well,
All
go
right,
on.
let me tell the story. So this is what happened.
Okay, go on.
So after our discussion yesterday, Angie has rats everywhere. There's just rats.
Uh-oh.
There's just rats that rat me out, right? So we are talking about my friend who I put in emoji jail.
Yeah.
So I had to go over. We're going to Key West. My wife's never been. And this couple is driving down. And me and Ange are flying down. So me being me, I don't want to pay the $50 for a stupid bag. So I'm like, why don't we just put our bags in their truck and get them there, right? Save a little cabbage. So I had to go over there. Me and Ange were going out to eat to celebrate our 14-year anniversary.
Congrats.
So I dropped the bag off. Thank you. So I dropped the bag off, and her husband opens the door, and I'm like this. So she just says to me, "Is Angie in the car?" and walks right by me.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So didn't think anything of it. Dropped the bag off. She's talking to Ange, a little cold shoulder. We go to dinner. Ange gets a text. "Terry sent me the clip of your husband talking about putting me in emoji jail." Why do people get so sensitive?
Well, hold on.
You basically, hold on, time out, I'm not done. You basically on the show called me a Richard, which is a word we can't say on the, and I owned it. I said yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right.
So the response should have been, at times I probably do talk a little too much. So this is what I'm proposing.
Oh, boy.
And I don't want to do the legwork on this, but we need to have a simulated locker room for the toughening up of people who want to have thicker skin. And we can do it right at the conference room in the station. But I'm thinking, I can't do it myself, so I need people that are like me. And the only one that comes to mind right now, any guesses? He'd probably do it because he's got a lot of time on his hands.
Tausche?
No, Tausch's not even close. Tausch is way too nice
Homer.
to be a part of this. No, go deeper. You got to go deep.
I don't know, Chewy.
Josh, not with the station. He doesn't have to be affiliated with the station at all.
Frankie wins.
Frankie!
Yeah.
Yes. Because you know what Frank used to say to me back in the day?
What's
Something
that?
I took with me till this day when I'd get in trouble at home. I'd be like, Frank, I'm in trouble at home. You know what he'd say? Hey, Shamar, don't worry about it. She'll get over it. And they always do. Might take a little time.
So hold on.
Is that a good model to live by?
Can we slow down for a moment? We're flying at like a million miles an hour.
This is true.
Okay, so you got the cold shoulder from said person you like to put in emoji jail.
Yes.
And now your takeaway from that is this person is soft.
Yes.
Okay. Is your wife upset with you?
No, not at all. Because my wife's tough. She's tougher than woodpecker lips.
Yeah, you've said that before, and that is a saying nobody says except Mark Shamura, as we just heard the Frankie Winters impression. Okay.
Yeah, no, my wife doesn't need any toughening up. She's tougher than me.
But the person that is going into emoji jail, your point is, needs to be tougher.
Yes.
Because they heard you were talking, and they didn't like it.
Like, I had a great negotiation this morning with my wife.
Oh, what is going on right now? Okay, what do you mean?
Hold on, Josh.
Follow
Would you
the bounce
explain to
ball.
him this is what I do? I'm just adding context. I just asked for a sidebar. So the sidebar was, okay, she gets so upset with me that I don't cover my food when I put it in the microwave. Do you guys cover your food when you put it in the microwave?
I do, yes.
Yes, because it will splatter
Well, I
and leave
don't.
things all over the
Because
microwave.
you know what? Let me tell you this. You know who cleans the microwave?
Also, fair point.
Is that you?
You know who cleans the mic? I do. So I negotiated trade. I said, here, very simple. You be nicer in the morning because she's meaner than a rattlesnake in the morning, and I will cover my food in the microwave. And she said no. And I said, good. I ain't covering my food.
And she's
So
not being
we're
nicer
at a
is what that means, Chew.
I know. And we're at an impasse, and we'll see where it goes.
This is the perfect Chewy thing. Everything is a negotiation. Everything has a give and take. There is one.
Josh, that's not.
Yeah, no,
That's not the only thing. Josh, that's not the only thing. And everything has to be power right.
Yes, those are.
Am I right?
Those are your foundational core beliefs. If I'm doing
Yes.
something, you're doing something too. If I get something, you get something. It's a great way to balance
Yes.
fairness, but I would have trouble just fighting it out all the time. Sometimes I would just give in, which I don't know if you're so good at.
Oh, definitely not.
No, eventually I give in most times, but I'm not giving in on this. I'm not giving
You
in.
got to
on
put up
this.
the fight at first.
Yes.
You know,
exactly.
should
All right,
I-
Alex, you can keep going.
No, well, I have a million questions for you before we get to Jason Wilde.
Okay.
Okay. First off, can you just list your daily or weekly household responsibilities? Like, what chores is Mark Chimura in charge of?
I'm in charge of cleaning. I'm in charge.
Hold
of
on. What does that? What does that mean? You can't just say cleaning overall. Are you sweeping, dusting?
Clean the entire house. Clean the entire house. I'm done with cleaning people. You know, they do a great job
Sure.
at first, and then they get lazy, and then they stink. I can't do that. So I clean. I got time. So today's a big clean day because we're leaving here Sunday. Well, we're leaving here tomorrow to go to Key West, and then from Key West back to Wisconsin. I like to come home to a clean house.
Sure.
I don't like coming. So I will, and for the last two, I section the house in 3 days. So I clean some Wednesday, No, I clean some Tuesday, clean some Wednesday, and then the final clean is today.
Okay.
So I do that.
Yep.
So I plant all the potted plants, right?
Yep.
I clean up the property, trim the palm trees,
Yard work,
clean up
right.
the palm trees when they fall, yard work. I do all the shopping.
Wow.
I do all the cooking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I do all she does is work. That's it. Basically, all she
Who does the laundry?
is work. Well,
this is
that's
a
up to
debate.
interpretation. That's up into interpretation.
What is that? Okay.
I take that.
Interpretation,
Well, I take the
first
hamper.
off. Second off, what do you mean?
I take the hamper when it's full, bring it into the laundry room, put it in the washer. When the washer's done, I put it in the dryer.
Yep.
Then when the dryer's done, I put it in the basket and bring it into the master bathroom where she folds it. So typically, I'm doing 80% of the legwork. She's doing 20, because I can't fold clothes.
Okay. So you're doing most of the work around the house.
Yes.
So, and you clean
Yes.
the microwave.
Like the other
left that
day.
one off.
I'll
Yeah.
give you another one.
Yeah.
Alex,
Yeah.
her car needed an oil change. Mm-hmm. I went and got the oil change. Her car needs to be gassed up. I go gas up the car.
So Chewy's a pretty good husband, man. I mean, you're doing a lot of the legwork.
I'm doing most of the legwork. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
doing-
Don't let her hear that. But
Which
yeah.
is fine.
He's the retired one, so it does make a little bit of sense. Not taken away from how much you do, because you obviously do a lot, but there is a difference.
Yeah.
I like that you work with him 5 days a week, and you're like, yeah, he's fully retired.
Yeah.
He just shows up here. He just shows up.
Yeah, he goes out to the back house, flicks on the thing, does 2 hours of hot
Alex, I
takes.
don't even know. Even know if I've been paid over the last handful of years.
See?
I have no idea. I don't know my password for ADP, ADT.
ADP. You had it right. Yeah.
Something.
You had it right.
ADP.
Yeah.
No idea. I don't know. I have no idea.
So
I don't even know how
here's
to
the thing,
check that.
but as we're discussing, it seems like you're kind of a get bleep done guy, right? Like you're walking around your house, you're cleaning, you're doing
Yeah.
you're doing all the upkeep, but
Yeah.
you've waited 4 years to get a password to check. Hey, by the way, I'm doing this morning show 5 days a week, no matter where I am. I'm doing this morning show. You just don't care that you're getting paid.
Well, here's the important thing. It's when you include technology,
that's where we lose them.
Ange has to step in.
Oh, gotcha.
So unless
all right.
she's doing the technology stuff,
Sure.
she's just not going to know.
So I assume the fact that I get a W-2 that I get paid.
That would be a good assumption.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
once
at
I
the end
stop
of the
getting
year,
a
if he does-
W-2, I'll be like,
So
What's
wait,
going on
so
here?
Hold on. Let's get back to the root of the story. Is this person still going in emoji jail if it's necessary?
Yeah, are you going to be a little hesitant
Yeah.
if there's a situation in Key West where someone needs to be put in emoji jail? Are you going to be emoji jail shy?
no, not at all, because her husband
Angry?
wants me to put her in emoji jail. Angry. Because Angry's like me. He's just like, you don't need to talk to fill time. You can just sit around and look and watch.
Sure, yeah.
Because
People
Key
watch.
West, there's some solid people watching in Key
Very good
West.
people.
Yeah. So
Are you and have you or will you comment to the snitch, the person who reported back? And from what you made it sound like, sent a video clip of you talking about
Oh,
emoji
wow.
jail.
she went on our website, and I guess you do something where you can forward what we said and send it to her. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She went on
Yeah.
our website.
So,
I
yeah,
think
she'll
she
be
went to our
dealt with.
YouTube
She'll
and sent the-
Oh, sure.
she'll be dealt with. She'll be dealt with.
And so, what
Yeah.
do you mean by that? What does dealt with mean?
I'll probably embarrass her at some point in time.
What about putting her in emoji
In
jail?
front of a group. Nah, that wouldn't work.
Okay.
It wouldn't work. It only works for
Yeah, you got to know
Certain
your audience.
individuals.
works
Yeah.
for Angry's wife.
For Angry's
But
wife.
she's a BSer because I think she likes being put in emoji jail.
See, now this
So
is
she's
where the
just
story
playing this
starts to
up.
crumble.
Yeah. I'm losing you.
Clearly, if someone was upset about you talking about her putting in emoji jail,
She doesn't like
doesn't
it.
seem to love emoji jail.
Yeah, but she loves communicating through emojis.
Okay. All right.
Like yes,
I think I'm over it.
like that wasn't That wasn't the only emoji. That was the last emoji she sent yesterday. She sent about 8 of them. Ones I've never seen because I don't have them on my phone.
Yes, you do. You just don't know how to use them.
You've lost me. I'm lost. Yeah. It's all right, though.
Not a deep enough thinker, Chew.
Yeah, but I think the real point, Joshy, is Alex was late to the meeting today. As a substitute teacher, and he was late to the meeting.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. In all my years playing in Green Bay, where there were consequences to being late to meetings, I have never been late to a meeting.
All right.
Ever.
Chew, I will allow you to implement a punishment if you'd like.
Okay.
And
I got to think about it.
Yeah, you can think about it. I'll give you time. I need to agree to it. Let's not do the show naked or anything like that. But
I'll see about that.
I'm willing to participate in whatever punishment you seem fit for me being 10 minutes delayed to our show meeting this morning. By the way, Chew, enjoy Florida, brother. It's 4 degrees here in Milwaukee. So for all of you,
I know it's 62 here. I have a sweatshirt on and I'm freezing.
You poor guy.
Nearly 60 degrees difference.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
and he's by the way, he's complaining about it. By the way, oh, poor baby. 800-990-3776. Andy says, "Hey, Chew, crazy thought. The microwave doesn't need to be cleaned if the food is covered to begin with."
Yeah, but I got time.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde, joins us next right here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got things moving along relatively well. Our travel times are looking pretty good. Volume's starting to pick up a little bit, but overall not too bad. We get a few broken down vehicles reported out there, too. Luckily, they're out of traffic, but this is just giving you the idea that what we're dealing with as far as the cold is concerned. The roads are passable. We're looking okay. Drive pavement right now, but just something to keep in mind. Those bridges and overpasses on and off ramps might be a little bit slick. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. This season, try their newest holiday pastry, Eggnog Kringle. Go to kringle.com to order or call 800-4DANISH. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, very cold and windy, mostly sunny with a high of 14 above with wind chill of 0 to 20 below. Tonight, clear and cold, low of 6 above with the wind chill anywhere from 0 to 5 below. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Potawatomi Sportsbook is upping its game in a major move for all the sports bettors out there. You can use your Potawatomi Rewards card at most self-service kiosks. You can bet on your favorite sports and earn reward points along the way, though that is a winning play. Bet above the rest at paysbig.com/sportsbook.
Have you seen them yet?
Seen what?
4 different ways to say I love you.
I'd love to see those. Show me the list.
What list?
The list of 4 different ways to say I love you.
Let's start over.
Where are you going, Monica?
I'm going to get the 4 different ways to say I love you.
Sarah, imagine a box of assorted chocolates.
Okay.
When you open the lid, what do you see?
I see a guy sitting on a park bench saying, "Life is like a box of chocolates."
But what are the shapes of the chocolates?
There are 4 different shapes.
Here they are.
Those are gorgeous.
4 diamond pendants covered in diamonds.
Almost like they were dipped in diamonds.
And each diamond was created inside a miniature star.
But you'd have to be rich to afford one of these.
Choose the diamond pendant you like best. $148.
I love Kessler's.
Everyone loves Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
Cousin Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak features pepper jack cheese, sauteed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle cheesesteak with a delicious mint shake and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Stein for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. The holiday season is here, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered. Now through December 28th, when you purchase any new Harley-Davidson motorcycle, you'll receive a shopping spree. See sales associate for details, only valid on new bike purchases. December is full of shopping treats. Follow Wisconsin Harley-Davidson's Facebook page and Instagram for more details, and be sure to check out WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
On a Dude Thursday, the 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, the co-host of Wilde and Tausch, Jason Wilde joins us. Alex Strofe in for Jen and Gabe, alongside the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Chmura, Joshie DiMaggio running the show. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
All good here, my man. Let's start here. I mean, it's we're getting back to business on a Sunday, right? I know we talked the other day. Your week was all screwed up last week from Thursday to Thursday. We're back to a normal week. Packers getting ready for Sunday Night Football in Seattle. You view this as a playoff preview, Jason? Is this a playoff preview coming up Sunday night?
Yeah, I mean, obviously maybe. Right now, if the season ended today, this would be a playoff preview, and the Packers would go right back to Seattle like they did in 2009 when they played Arizona in the regular season finale and then turned right around and went and played there again. And we all remember the fumble in overtime when Rodgers got his face mask pulled and the Cardinals won that game. So, yeah, theoretically it could be, but I guess I'm not really thinking of it that way as much as I'm thinking of it as let's find out a little more about how good this team is or isn't, because, you know, I don't think Seattle's a great team, but they're leading their division. They've got a good chance of making the playoffs. They are a very difficult place to play, and I want to see how this team bounces back after the way things turned out in Detroit.
Jason, are they going to be close to full strength? It seemed like a lot of guys practiced yesterday. And did Musgrave, did I see practice as well?
Yeah, he did on a limited basis. They've opened up the 21-day window on him being designated to return from injured reserve, which, I think this is really good news. It's crazy to me. And let me back up because, yeah, they are – I was actually writing about this yesterday. This does not happen very often. Usually at this time of the year, injuries are piling up, just as the Detroit Lions. And instead, in a weird way, Packers are actually getting healthier. You know, Jair practiced in full, and I think they're getting their hopes up that against a pretty darn good wide receiving core, they may have their former All-Pro corner back in the mix. Evan Williams practiced. He's still in the concussion protocol, but that's a quicker turnaround than we've seen from some other guys who have had concussions, including Romeo Doubs, who was a full participant in practice after missing the last 2 games with a concussion suffered against the 49ers. So Edger and Cooper practiced on a limited basis. So they are getting healthier. But the Musgrave piece is fascinating to me just because how crazy it's been. And I'm not saying that it's Shimura and Keith Jackson, but they since drafting those two guys, they barely have had any games where both of them were available and contributing. Like last year, they started the season, they barely played Tucker Kraft. Like, they clearly didn't think that making the jump from South Dakota State to the NFL was one that he could make and play right away. So he had 2 catches for 5 yards in the first 8 games, which when you think about what he is now is nuts. But Luke Musgrave was their guy. He played a huge share of the tight end snaps. Then Tucker Kraft emerges in that Chargers game, has that great hurdle down the sideline where he steps out of bounds. Otherwise, it looks like initially he scored a touchdown. And that's the same game where Luke Musgrave lacerates his kidney. So then he's out. Then during training camp, they start to get their hopes up about this tandem again. But I didn't think Luke Musgrave had a very good camp. He was really quiet. Meanwhile, Tucker Kraft is taking off like a rocket ship. And then 4 games into the season this year, there goes Luke Musgrave again on the injured reserve with this ankle injury that required surgery. So if they can have both of them productive and healthy, I think that just gives them another really interesting version of their offense, especially given how much 2 tight ends they've played of late.
Good insight from Jason Wilde with us here on Jen Gabe and Chewy. Sorry, Chewy, go ahead.
You don't see him going back to splitting time, though, right? Isn't Kraft their guy?
Yes, Kraft is their guy. But look, I also don't see Luke Musgrave being, and I say this with nothing but incredible affinity for this guy. He's not Jeff Thomason either. Like, no. I love the flying T, and JT was great. What a great dude, right? But
yeah, he is a great dude.
But would never lie about taking a sack like your other friend. But I think Luke Musgrave's going to play more than, say, Ben Sims or John Fitzpatrick, and I do think that they want to be able to play 2 tight ends. The key to this, of course, and the unspoken part of this is Tucker Kraft moved past Luke Musgrave not just because of his development as a pass catcher and a guy who will truck you once he has the ball in his hands, because he's become a much better blocker. It's the reason why I comped him to you, is that he is the far more well-rounded tight end who can do everything. And Luke Musgrave, I think somewhat to coach's frustration, has not taken the jump as a blocker. I don't know, and it's not like you can do enough stuff to get better at that while you're on IR after ankle surgery. So I doubt that he's made huge strides in the meantime as a blocker. But for them to be a truly, 2 tight ends a lot type offense and expect and feel like they can do whatever they want on either side of the line of scrimmage with them, Luke Musgrave still has to get to be a better blocker, because that's what Tucker Kraft did.
What's the timeline on Musgrave? Obviously, the 21-day window is open, but is it going to be a couple weeks, I would imagine?
I would think it would, it's not this week.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't rule out next week. I mean, again, I don't, he tore a ligament in his left ankle. Dr. Anderson reattached it. They thought it was going to be a 2-month, 8-week recovery. That's exactly what it was. The fact that he only did individual drills yesterday. So I don't think that they have any plans on him, playing against the Seahawks. But I think, with an extra day going into Monday night, maybe. Otherwise, I would think at the latest, they would like to have him back on the field for Minnesota on the 29th.
Yeah, at the end of the month. Gotcha. Jason Wilde with us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You mentioned Jair. He was a full participant yesterday for Green Bay after missing, I think it's now 3 games in a row, and pretty much 4, right? Technically, he only played, what was
5.
Is it 5? Because
So
he played a little bit in that Chicago game, right?
Right. So he hurt himself against Jacksonville, didn't play against the Lions, did that 10-snap cameo after the bye week in Chicago, pulled himself back out, missed the next 3 games.
Got it. How important is he to how far the Packers can get this postseason?
Yeah, look, I've said this a bunch, and I don't want this statement to mitigate how valuable he is if he's healthy and playing well. But, they've had to kind of learn how to play without him, and they've gotten used to it now. So whatever they get from him, to me, is a great bonus. And, look, with Jackson Smith and Jigba and Tyler Lockett, who's still doing it at an advanced age, and DK Metcalf, the more cover guys you have available to you, the better. And the less, and I don't, this is going to sound mean-spirited, and it's not, because I actually really like Eric Stokes, and I don't know if it's possible. I mean, he's a ridiculous athlete, but the less you have to play Eric Stokes, the better at this point. Like, Tim Patrick, who is a better receiver than he gets credit for the Lions, ate him up. Like, it doesn't help you if your third corner is getting whipped by their third receiver, and that's kind of what happened with him in Detroit. And so my point is while Jair may not be the guy that Tausch once touted for Defensive Player of the Year, he is certainly still a very good cover guy, and your defense is better when he plays more and Eric Stokes plays less.
Jason, you alluded to it earlier. What was your take on the Favre-Gastineau dust-up?
Yeah, look, Chew, I mean, and I don't want to sound unappreciative, because Brett and I, for most of his career, we obviously had a bit of a dust-up after I criticized his leadership during the 2005 season. But he and I had a really good working relationship. He's obviously been on our show a couple times, although not in a long time. We don't see eye to eye politically, but we've always had a good, but this really pisses me off. And I don't have an opinion very often, as you guys well know, but this is, and again, I don't expect everyone to view the world through the prism that I view it, but to me, this was a huge opportunity for him to say something where you actually took responsibility and you made things better. And instead, I compared it to the Bo Callahan lying about the $100 bill in the back of the playbook in draft day, and then the scout saying he's the only one to stick up for the lie. And for Favre, in that game, and I know this was after you were done playing, but the call was 93 blast, which, as you well know, is a run play. There is no RPO, keep it and throw it to the receiver on that play. It is a handoff. They are trying to run out the clock in a game they are winning, and he decides instead to gift wrap the sack for Michael Strahan. There is no, other than him lying about it, there is no debate. And
hold on, Jason. So it wasn't a boot. It wasn't 93 lead boot, right?
No. I went back.
See, I thought it was.
No, I went back into our archives from the State Journal and looked up the story, and Earl Dotson told us after the game the play call. I can't remember if it was me or Otzi or whoever asked him. He said the call was 93 blast. Okay? So that is there is no bootleg attached to that. So
we do have a boot. We do have a boot off of that, though, Jason. I didn't know that the boot. I thought the boot was called.
It was not. And what and here's what bothers me, and then we can stop. But what bothers me is you're, as a player, in my opinion, and I'm not saying it's like 8th grade girls basketball or whatever else I get involved in coaching. Your number one responsibility as a player is to your team and your teammates. It isn't to the guy across the line of scrimmage trying to break a record. And that offensive line went into that game hell-bent on saying, we're not letting this freaking guy get the record against us. And they shut him down all day. All day. Tausch. He did not sniff Favre that day. And Tausch was a second-year player at the time. And Tausch said yesterday, the only time in his career that a PR guy had to come and tell him, you need to calm down after the game. And so they were so angry. And to me, for all of this, Brett Favre, and it's crazy to me that 23 years after the fact we're talking about this, but because of the circumstances with that 30 for 30, I think it bears being talked about, and he bears criticism. Because to double down on Twitter over this makes me so mad. Because his opportunity was to say, I understand Mark Gastineau's disappointment. I didn't think about the unintended consequences that could occur here. And not only did I disrespect him and disrespect the game, but most importantly, I disrespected my offensive linemen who busted their asses to shut him down that day. I wish I had never done that, and I'm sorry. And, of course, instead he just stuck up for the lie. And that makes me mad.
Well, makes me mad, too. Because if I was Tausch, or if I was in there at tight end, I'd be...
Yes, exactly.
I would not be happy one bit. I agree. I'm right there with you, Jason. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Interesting. Not shocked. Are you shocked? Buddy. Are you shocked,
no,
Jason?
Of course not.
No, okay. Okay.
What, am I new here?
Yeah, no.
Jason, before we let you go, I got to know, when Gastineau said, hey, I'm going to get my sack back, I don't think that's the greatest introductory line.
I wouldn't use that phrasing. Yeah, no, a sack record. But he's not like a sympathetic figure here either.
No.
Like he's a knob who didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't play the run. Like you hear the other stuff in that clip. Like let's just leave it at this. He's not in the Hall of Fame because the sack record was broken.
Correct.
I mean, that's something I say to my wife probably twice a year.
All right. Well, that's
all right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Good time to let Jason Wilde go. Yeah. Good Lord, Chew. Good Lord. Jason Wilde, listen to him right after us, 9 to noon, ESPN, Wisconsin. I don't even know what to do with that. All right, this is what I'm going to do with that.
Just laugh.
No, I'm going to get a break is what I'm going to do. We'll be back after this. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, ESPN Milwaukee.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we got some backups, basically from Forest Home all the way to Loomis. Watch out for those delays. We got eastbound 94 also tightening up a bit just east of 84th Street to Hawley Road. Rest of the system, not too horribly bad. Maybe a couple taps on the brakes, 41 southbound between Silver Spring and Hampton. Again, coming out of the Capitol Drive area. Just watch those bridges and overpasses on and off ramps. They might be just a little bit slick. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, very cold and windy, mostly sunny. A high of 14, wind chill anywhere from 0 to 20 below. Tonight, clear and cold, a low of 6 above with a wind chill of 0 to 5 below. Weather's brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, offering the perfect holiday gift. A memorable experience with a Bartolotta gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com, and happy holidays, Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazagon, 94.5 ESPN.
You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? A succession plan that benefits business owners and employees. From full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop. Please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 2-liter bottle selective varieties Super Chilled 2-liter soda, 2 for $3. 15 to 30 count selective varieties Solo cups, plates, or bowls, $3.99. 4 to 12 count selective varieties Klondike ice cream bars, $4.49. 52-ounce selective varieties Fairlife milk, $3.99.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
That's too over the top. Try this. Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by January 8th.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. Better is right around the corner in 2025. Feeling better, that is. Getting rid of that joint pain once and for all. QC Kinetics is your solution to finally getting that joint pain relief that you are looking for. When I went to QC Kinetics, I found them to be incredibly accommodating, knowledgeable, and personal to be able to take what I was dealing with and put me on my own individualized plan to pain relief. So no matter what you're dealing with, shoulders, knees, hips, or back, it was back for me. The medical professionals at QC Kinetics are going to use all the tools in their tool belt to help give you that pain relief you've been looking for. So many things that allow you to feel your best for a brand new year. If you've been told surgery is your only or best option, you deserve a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation to live your best life in 2025. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together, we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
A freaking catapult attached to his right hip. Like, I just made that up. A catapult.
That was good.
I kind of liked it. I was rolling with it, Rob.
Like a slingshot? Let's figure this out.
I'm calling him old catapult leg from here on out.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on a Thursday morning. Alex Stroh, Packers Hall of Famer Mark Chimura, Joshie DiMaggio hanging out with you. Chew, you're really proud of what just happened at the end of the last segment, huh?
No, I'm not. I think.
I just heard that headset go down, and I was like, oh, this guy's cooking on a Thursday.
Well, I don't know if they caught me laughing coming back here, but I just tried pulling my cameras up back in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And it says temperature too low.
Yeah, 4 degrees right now in Milwaukee. Feels like 14, negative 14. So bundle up. So your camera literally won't work because it's so cold?
It just says temperature is too low. I've never seen that before. Camera will resume operation once temperature rises. Okay.
Well, it's getting up it's getting up to 14 today, so maybe you'll be in luck.
I mean, I want to come home, but
When do you come home?
Sunday.
42 degrees on Sunday.
Oh, thank you. That's still going to be chilly willy.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting right back up. So it's a couple days of cold. And not that I'm a meteorologist by any means, but we're getting back up here. 42 Sunday, 45 Monday. So
okay, I can win with that.
The bipolar nature of Mother Nature, if you will, here in the state of Wisconsin. But really cold today. I know Joshie really enjoyed his walk with his pup this morning, he said. He said he had a great time.
It was terrible. 3 degrees.
Oh, my gosh.
Chewy, are you soft? Are you soft when it comes to cold weather?
Oh, yeah, I am now.
Oh, I didn't even finish the sentence, and he answered yes. I didn't even get to the when it comes to cold weather part. Okay.
I used to love playing in it. I mean, my ideal temperature to play in would probably be like low 80s because you're loosey-goosey. You move.
That's the most anti former Green Bay Packers sentence. Hey, I would have rather been a Miami Dolphin.
The only reason that we enjoyed playing with the cold is because we knew our opponents hated it more than we did.
Sure.
You know, it's not fun playing in the cold because you're stiff. Your footing is different, so you kind of have to roll into routes. You can't really stick it in the ground. You know, I always wanted to be a lineman. I always wanted to be included in that group, so I went with the no sleeves with everyone else, which was kind of stupid when you think. If I played today, I would be bundled up. I'd probably play in that coat that they wear on the sideline. I wouldn't take it off. Yeah, I'd just go and play with it. Be like, the hell with it. But, yeah. I remember when we were playing in the NFC Championship game, we were playing Carolina, and, you know, they decided to be tough guys coming out in warm-ups with no sleeves on and stuff like that. And they all came out when the game started. They were wearing sleeves. Like, no way. So we knew we were going to win.
Bunch of frauds.
Except for Kevin Green, because he was R.I.P. Kevin Green, but he was a little nuts.
Yeah, he sure was.
He wanted to warm up. Listen to this, Alex. You know how teams warm up on either end? He wanted me to warm up with him.
Oh.
He's like, let's do some blocking drills. And I'm like, no, Kevin. You're the opponent, you psycho. You know?
You guys clearly had all day long. You guys clearly had a relationship then.
Yeah, because I played against him when he was in Pittsburgh with Greg Lloyd, and then obviously he went to, who was the other end? I think Hardy. They had two because they ran the 3-4.
Okay.
Back in the day, they were one of the few teams that ran the 3-4, so they had two good pieces there. But, yeah, I've known Kevin for years and years, and he was, let me tell you what, he was a beast. A beast. Well-deserved being in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I would say he was the toughest guy for me to block, followed by Tony Tolbert. You probably don't even know Tony Tolbert.
I don't.
Or who he played. Joshy?
No idea.
Tony Tolbert played for Dallas when they were really good, and his arms were so long that I couldn't get into his body.
Oh.
You know?
That's problematic.
Obviously, the guy, and I have long arms. But the guy with the longest arms usually wins because he gets his hands on you first, and then you're like a turtle. You can't get to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I could never figure out how to block Tony Tolbert.
What made Kevin Green so difficult?
Stronger than an ox.
Okay.
And I was strong. But he was like a stump. You know? So a stalemate against Kevin Green is, I would consider, a win. I win.
That difficult.
You know? Oh, he was tough. Great player.
I'm so thrown off by the idea of pregame, your opponent coming up to you and being like, hey, let's help each other warm up. That's some psycho behavior, but I respect the hell out of it.
Oh, he was psycho.
I respect it.
Yeah. I laughed. I'm like, Kevin, no. I'll see you on the field.
Was there ever...
And there was no trash talk involved with it. He's just like, he was a high energy and
no, he was being genuine, which I think is fascinating. Was there ever any pregame antics that got in your head, Chew? I imagine not a lot got to you because we use the word psycho in an endearing way. You're a little bit psycho. You're wired differently. Was there ever any pregame antics that got to you?
Just of my own doing. Like, I remember I had horrible Achilles at one point in time.
Okay.
And I remember in Carolina, this is crazy. I remember we were playing in Carolina, and it was warm. It was like 80-something degrees, and my Achilles were killing me. So I was screaming at Mike Sherman because my Achilles were hurting me. And I don't know why. And Mike Sherman took it like a champ because he was the tight ends coach. He wasn't the head coach.
Right.
And he's like, what's the matter with you? You're yelling at me because your Achilles hurts? And I actually had a pretty good game. I think I had, 5 catches, 75, and a touchdown. Josh, you can fact check that. I think that was 97. Carolina. I actually caught a touchdown ball that Brett just threw incredibly hard, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? And he said, that ball wasn't meant for you. It was meant for Robert. And I snatched it out of the air and took it, I think, 30 yards or so.
Whatever works, right? Whatever works.
Yeah.
Want to get to this before we get to a break, too, because this is an interesting question from Jerry, and I've never asked you this. What was it like for Chewy to have to block Reggie in practice day after day? Because you're mentioning the toughest guys to block. Obviously, you matched up with Reggie quite a few times in practice. Impossible?
It was fine. No, it was fine because I knew how to block Reggie. And how do you block Reggie is you sit there and go, watch out, Reggie, player coming on your knee. Hold on, let me hold you up. Here, hold up. Hold on. You know, and that's and he loved it. So we called that we called it brotherhood because the two coaches on either side knew when we were talking to one another. So if I was to block someone who's a buddy and it's late in practice and camp sucks, I'd be like, hey, we're running a toss here. Let's just make it look good. Cut the brotherhood, bleep. You know?
They want you to battle, and you're just like, hey, man.
We're always trying to skirt the system. Yeah, but they could tell. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, one of the wildest stories in all of sports is Bill Belichick to North Carolina. We get Chewy's take on that. Coming up next, more right ahead. It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, ESPN Milwaukee.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
'Tis the season for celebrating at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Join them this holiday season for special events to get you in the festive mood. From a spectacular brunch with Santa to the holiday marketplace to one-of-a-kind dinner and a show experiences, St. Kate has a celebration happening nearly every week through the holiday season. Make a night of it and extend the experience by booking an overnight stay at St. Kate. Special packages are now available. Celebrate the holidays with St. Kate. Learn more by visiting stkatearts.com/holidays.
Bengo made his list and checked it twice. Turns out Bucks fans are really nice. Slay the holidays with a limited time ticket offer that will land you at the top of Bengo's nice list. Score gifts for the Bucks fans in your life and treat yourself too. Holiday packages feature ticket codes to redeem now or use later, exclusive Bucks holiday items, and an e-gift card that can be used to eat, drink, and be merry at Fiserv Forum. Explore options at bucks.com/deal season.
The big guy needs your help this holiday season, and he's recruiting the Corners of Brookfield for help because the perfect gift is right around the corners. Head to the Corners for all your gifting needs and find something for anyone thanks to their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. Or just wrap up a Corners gift card to create a great, well-rounded gift. Looking for something only Santa can deliver? Drop off letters in a special North Pole mailbox in the Market Square through December 22nd. Make your shopping list and check it twice. Visit the Corners of Brookfield.com.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. It is bowl season. Are you ready to make some money? Get our bowl analysis sheet. It's a predicted final score on every single bowl game this year, included in all packages that go at least to the national championship game. Go to fatjacksports.com and for less than $100 a week, build profit betting on sports. Basketball wins again last week. Soccer is having a huge year, and football is going to have a huge bowl season. Go to fatjacksports.com, sign up today, and win heading into 2025 at fatjacksports.com.
Kringle, all I want for Christmas is you.
Dad!
What?
We talked about this. Yeah, your jingle for your Kringle entry last year was so lame that Racine Danish Kringle banned you from their contest.
I thought it was only a one holiday season ban.
It was a lifetime ban.
Well, I guess I'm out, but here's how you can enter our ESPN Wisconsin Racine Danish Kringle Jingle for Your Kringle contest on Wilde and Tausch. Submit your own original jingle to ESPNWisconsinContest.com. Then we'll pick the most creative songs, and our grand prize winner will get Kringle for a year. Make sure you include Racine Danish Kringle. It's not just a treat, it's a tradition in your jingle. If you don't want to sing, but you still want to celebrate the holidays with Racine Danish Kringle, call 800-4DANISH or visit Kringle.com and order their all-new Eggnog Holiday Kringle.
Racine Danish Kringle, such a tasty, yummy treat. With a flaky crust and sweet icing, it's the best thing you can eat.
Oh, like that's so much better than mine.
Well, at least we're not off key.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
When you've been seriously injured, you need a trusted team on your side. Gruber Law Offices is available 24/7 and will even come to you. Your first call is free. Your first visit is free. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Experience elite orthopedic care at OAW. Their skilled teams in Pewaukee, Brookfield, and Mukwonago offer tailored treatment for your needs.
The Bucks are moving on to the Emirates NBA Cup semifinals after a 114-109 victory over the Orlando Magic at Fiserv Forum. Giannis led the way with the game-high 37 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 blocks.
Rebound Giannis, looking for the lead. Giannis galloping all the way to the hoop, and with the left hand, he throws it home. A big slam dunk on the move by the big man.
Damian Lillard chipped in 28 points while Bobby Portis netted a double-double, 22 and 10 off the bench. The 13 and 11 Bucks now head to Las Vegas for a second straight year where they play the winner of Wednesday's Knicks and Hawks quarterfinal matchup on Saturday.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Book your appointment today at orthowisconsin.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You can answer the question.
What's the question?
Can the Packers win without Aaron Jones on Sunday?
Yes. Will you stop? You know what he is? He's like the little devil on the shoulder.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on a Thursday. Alex Stroh, Packers Hall of Famer Mark Chmura, Joshie DiMaggio hanging with you this morning. I thought Homer did it best last night. The Homer Hour each weekday from 5 to 6, ESPN Milwaukee. This poll is terrific. Following the news, Bill Belichick, the, 8-time Super Bowl champion? The new head coach at the University of North Carolina. Homer pulled this yesterday. Which is more surprising? Bill Belichick having a 24-year-old girlfriend or Bill Belichick becoming the head coach at North Carolina? Chewy, which one is more surprising?
That's a tough one.
I know. They're both crazy. I mean, he's 73 years old.
Hold on. 73. I mean, the math definitely doesn't match up there.
Yeah, that's 49 years.
7.
That's 49 years.
I know, but he allowed to date, so 70. Let's just say.
Let's do some math. Half your age plus 7?
26, 66 plus. No, does it work out? No, that's wrong.
No, it doesn't.
I'm timesing it. Hold on. 3.
Yeah, show your
36
work.
plus 7. So he's allowed to date a 43-year-old.
Well, he's allowed to date a 24-year-old too, apparently.
Yeah, but math says 43.
Okay, well, he's 19 years below said math.
How old? 24?
24, yeah.
Yeah, maybe she's going to help recruit.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, clearly he knows how to recruit the age group. So
okay, there's 2 reasons.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 reasons, actually. It's probably bored, ego, and he feels that he will get every 5-star recruit out there.
So is it that simple, though? Because you talked about it a little bit yesterday when we talked about the idea of this with Adam Schefter. And if you missed any of that appearance, find it Wisconsin On Demand, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. This is fascinating to me. Your son has been in collegiate football for, like a decade? As a coach?
8 years.
Yeah, but he obviously played at Michigan State, right? So
sure.
Your son has a really good idea of how this new college landscape works.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is walking into a wild environment with NIL and transfer portal. I mean, this is a fascinating move. And you're right, ego certainly plays a role. And the idea that he thinks he's going to get all these 5-star recruits certainly plays a role. Luke Fickell thought that too, Chew, and that's not working out very well at Wisconsin. So how do you think this is going to work? It's a 3-year, $30 million deal for Bill Belichick, the 8-time Super Bowl champion.
I don't think it's about the money. You think it's about the money? He should have.
No. I was just saying what the deal was.
How do I think it's going to work?
Yeah.
Obviously he's going to delegate.
Yeah, for sure.
And the rules for head coaches have changed. They can't be as involved in recruiting as they were, say, when I was being recruited, or even 20 years ago or so. So he's going to delegate. Probably have a lot of assistants that want to coach from him. He'll put together a good staff. And I think he'll do pretty good. I mean, look, the guy's a great coach. He's a great coach. He probably just got a little bored and got a little lackadaisical, and I don't know if he put in the hours. But if he hires, good assistants underneath him, he really doesn't have to do that much. Because in college, here's the difference in college, Alex, as compared to the pros. In the pros, everybody's good. The bad players are good. In college, what do you have? 3-4 guys on a team that are elite? Maybe not even that.
Not even that.
So
probably,
so the matchups are much easier. So if you have a stud receiver and a stud running back and an okay you can put them in position to make play. A lot like Colorado.
Yeah.
You look at Colorado. They just have a handful of guys, probably 2 guys that are outstanding, and they win.
2.
So he probably figures if I can get 5 difference-making players, he's smart enough, especially in the ACC, to compete and maybe win that conference.
Yeah,
and then get into the playoffs.
I'm curious for you. Do you want to see it work or do you want to see it crumble at UNC?
I like Bill. Bill was the D coordinator when we played the Patriots in Super Bowl 31.
Yep.
I just got to know him through Frankie, because Frankie was drafted. No, he was drafted by Cleveland, and then he went to the Giants. And every time we play with Bill was on the field, him and Parcells would go, "Hey, Frankie boy." They loved him. Everyone loves Frank. So I want to see him succeed. I like Bill. He's a good dude.
Got it. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who does he want to see in the playoffs more? Packers or the Vikings? Do the Packers need to win out for you to think they're a Super Bowl caliber team? All still ahead. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, hour 2 after this, right here on ESPN Milwaukee.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we've got a broken down vehicle stuck in the center lane right about at 68th Street. So give yourself a little bit of extra time as you're making your way through that. It is going to be tight from before 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange. On the westbound side, backups from 13th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. 43 southbound's got a couple of taps on the brakes, basically from just before Capitol Drive all the way down past Locust. And then southbound 41 backed up from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, very cold, windy, mostly sunny with a high of 14, wind chills anywhere from 0 to 20 below. Tonight, clear and cold, a low of 6 above, wind chill of 0 to 5 below. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Always have a slice of summer by playing Pro Tour courses on one of their 12 simulators. Book a bay for just $35 Monday through Thursday. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I know this isn't the best time, but when you get a chance to pull over, I gotta pee. What, are you crazy? I'm not pulling over now.
What are you doing now? You're lifting your leg to pee?
No, you don't lift the leg. I get grief for just lifting up one leg of the shorts and bringing it out the side door instead of going out the center
I don't
door.
understand how this works.
Uh-oh. What? What's wrong? The bottle's almost full. I'm still going. So stop going. I can't stop going once I've started. It stings.
Much more efficient. Put it on the pole. I guarantee I will take 30% of the people.
Hold that one. Hurry. I'm pitching it. What are you, a camel?
This begs the question, too, since we're here. Do you go through the barn door or over the barn door?
Oh, I never use the barn door.
Oh, I go through that.
The barn door's horrible.
Really?
Uh-huh.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Yeah, I know you're all wondering. Much like Chew, I have never gone through the barn door. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy with you on a Thursday. Alex drove in for Jen and Gabe alongside the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Chamorro, Joshy DiMaggio, intern Will holding it down for us behind the glass. Chewy,
did I see the line dropped?
I still see it at 3.
Now it's down to 3.
It was 3 yesterday when you and I were together. It opened at 2.5, so I think it stayed steady, but I may have missed something.
Okay.
For Packers Seahawks, Sunday Night Football on NBC. It's a 7:20 kickoff on Sunday between the 9-4 Packers, the 8-5 Seahawks, who have won 4 in a row. Yeah, that's an interesting one, and we'll preview it a bit more tomorrow. But it's I'm nervous for Sunday, True. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a tough place to play.
It is. I mean, it's doable. It's also
definitely
going to
doable.
depend on their. Well, it's going to depend on their mindset. You know what I mean?
It's all a
like
mind game.
I played in games like this where you can't afford to have a letdown because, like I said, Green Bay knows what's in front of them. They know they're not going to win the division, so they're going to have to come in through the back door, that being a wild card team. Mm-hmm. And then Seattle's fighting to make the playoffs and get a home game.
Right.
And they know that a home game in Seattle is a huge advantage because of the 12th man.
You're right. It's a hostile environment. We will see. All right, let's get to this because I know Joshy's been chomping at the bit to talk about this. Amon-Ra St. Brown, who, by the way, I don't want to say hate, but he really bothers me. Like, I just don't like him. And it's nothing personal. It's just I've heard the clips. I've seen the podcast. I see how he acts.
It's the most boring podcast in the world.
Right. And obviously it does not help that he co-hosts with his brother, the former Packer Equinemius St. Brown, one of the big draft busts of the last, maybe not a bust. He was a mid-round pick. But still just completely underwhelming during his tenure in Green Bay. So Amon-Ra and Equinemius St. Brown host the St. Brown podcast on the 33rd Team Network. And you'll hear the clip. He's essentially asked, hey, would you rather see Green Bay or Minnesota in the postseason since you guys are leading the NFC North? Take a listen to how Amon-Ra St. Brown answered that question on the St. Brown podcast.
Who would you rather play in playoffs, Packers or Vikings?
Well, we haven't played the Vikings the second time yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I would probably say probably the Vikings. I mean, they're both. Bro, playing a division team in the playoffs it gets nutty. You don't know. You don't know what's gonna happen, but
There you go. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown responding to the question from his bust of a brother, Equinemius, who's on the Saints.
He
and
might
has
be an
nothing to
all-pro,
look
but
forward
he's
to.
not built for the content life.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Yeah.
Why is that a bad podcast?
I mean, did you hear that answer?
I mean, it took him 26 seconds to
Well,
push
do you want
out,
me to
"Hey,
answer for him?
Yes.
Do you want me to answer for him?
Which team is going to be hotter in the postseason? Essentially, is what I'd ask you.
The reason he said Green Bay, okay, because Green Bay has not reached their potential. They have not reached their potential yet. I don't know if they're going to reach their potential, but the thought or the possibility of them reaching their potential is probably scary to him. Minnesota has reached their potential. They're playing as the best football. So there's nothing better than you're going to get out of Minnesota. And they're a good team. You can't. Hey, let me tell you what. Kevin O'Connell?
Yes.
Head
correct.
coach?
Yep, you got it.
He should be coach. He should be coach of the year.
I tend to agree.
Shouldn't even be. He should be the coach of the year.
I agree.
But the fact that they're as good as they're going to be right now, right? They've kind of peaked. It's just a matter of how long they can hold that peak. The Lions know. Green Bay's not there yet. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to get there, but their peak is probably scarier than Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, Green Bay's peak is Super Bowl good. The issue is we just haven't seen it yet. And obviously, this answer from Amon-Ra St. Brown is fresh off getting punched in the face by the Packers in the second half of Thursday's game, right? Like, if Green Bay doesn't start the game last Thursday with turnover on downs or punt, fumble, I think were their first three drives in the first half. Punt, fumble is the end of each of those drives for Green Bay offensively. If that doesn't happen and they get, let's say, 3, they win that game last week. So, obviously, Amon-Ra, knowing the game he just played, the battle that Green Bay and Detroit just had on Thursday, you don't want to do that again because it's really hard. And, Chew, you can relate to this. It is just about impossible to beat a team 3 times in the same season.
It is.
When you're that close talent-wise.
Yeah, and Adam echoed that yesterday. But the scary thing is, and you tell me whether you agree with this or not, they haven't reached their potential, Detroit, because their defense is decimated. When they get their players back, and I'm going to tell you this.
But they're not getting everybody back. They might get Anzalone back. But
I think they're getting Aiden Hutchinson back.
What did I miss here? I thought he was done.
You're not done.
Chewy keeps saying that he thinks that Aiden Hutchinson's coming back.
Played with guys that Frankie Winters came back after 4 weeks of having a pin put in his fibula.
Is there still Frankie Winters in the NFL, or is there not? Isn't this something we lament all the time?
Let me tell you this.
Good point, Josh.
This league would be a lot better if it had more Frankie Winters.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be, but I'm saying guys like Frankie who play with pins
they don't exist anymore.
They don't really exist.
I don't know. You don't think Hutchinson that's got that kind of guy?
Look, he is a great player. I don't think any of us would disagree with that. Right? He is a complete stud. It'd be insane to come back.
He also,
but Josh, he didn't Adam say the same thing about a month ago? He said, "Don't count out Aiden Hutchinson."
Here you go, Josh. He's going to use Shefty against you.
I don't recall him saying that specifically.
I'm pretty sure he did. He didn't say he was deaf. He said there is a possibility.
Well, I mean, yeah, and he's also said
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Regardless,
loves that.
The thing with Chew is he just said he doesn't think the Lions have hit their peak. They've won 11 games in a row. You don't think they've hit their peak? They are.
They're playing with guys off the street on defense.
Right, but that's naturally going to get better, right? Like, you played in the NFL. I don't need to explain this to you. But chemistry, right? If you're on the field multiple games in a row, that's now your starting defense. And they're fine, right? Like, they allowed 31 to a good Packers offense. But they're going to win games regardless. This is the best team in the NFL we are discussing. So I don't know that quote-unquote hitting your stride or playing your best football exists when you are the best team in the NFL.
I just think when some of those defensive players come back, they're going to be even better.
What if they don't, and what if they lose more players? Like,
Well, you could say that for both teams.
Yeah, but we can't bank on them just getting better. People are going to continue to get hurt.
Chewy, right now, it's December 12th. Lions are winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah. If they don't play Green Bay.
That was such a hedge. Let me ask again. Let's try that again.
No, it's not a hedge because if you listen to the show, you would have heard what I predicted before the game. Yeah. And Joshy, fill our drunko, ignorant, late for work host today on what I said, please.
He said, and I tend to agree with him, it's very hard to beat a team 3 times, and if the Packers see the Lions in the playoffs, they would beat that team because of that 3 times beating the same team in a season.
Right. So
unless he's saying they cruise to the Super Bowl unless they at some point have to see the Packers.
Okay. I tend to agree with that.
What happens, though, if they play them a second time and they also beat the Vikings? Are the Vikings in can't beat them 3 times territory, or is that reserved for the Packers?
Well, they wouldn't face one another if the Packers lose to Minnesota. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying if the Lions beat the Vikings, because they still have their second game to be played yet, as referenced there.
Yeah.
So if the Lions are 2-0 against both the Vikings and the Packers, are they both teams that will take them out the third time?
No, because there's still a part of me that's waiting for
the
Minnesota
shoe to drop.
To fold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. I still have that. I just think if they get to that point, and they may not get to that point because they may play the wild card game, win that, and then have to go to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then all bets are off. And I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm just saying if they win the wild card game and then go to Detroit,
they're winning that game.
I'm picking Green Bay to win that game.
Oh, God, I hope that happens. That would be so fun. Obviously, I would much prefer one result, but regardless of result, that would be a really fun game that I think everybody's hoping to see after what we saw last week.
And Alex, I will say this, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if Detroit's the best team in the NFC. I'm just saying.
Philly?
Yeah, I really like Philly.
I do, too.
Philly's defense is, like, beastly.
It's elite. Yeah, no, I'm with you, and obviously what Saquon is doing for that offense, it's hard to stop. Yeah. They're Super Bowl good as well. And look, I mean, besides Detroit and Philadelphia, the third best team in the NFC, and I know we agree on this, is Green Bay. They're right there, despite Minnesota having a 1-game lead in terms of the wild card. They've played their best football.
I can't say that until they go to Minnesota.
So you're going to wait 2.5 weeks?
There's no way you can say it. Yeah, there's no way you can say that if Minnesota beats them again.
You just spelled it out, though. Green Bay's not playing their best football yet. And I still think they will. And we'll get into this coming up next. But
that's because you're a toad.
You're a toad, too, the way you're speaking right now.
No, I'm a realist.
No,
I think I'm a realist. I think I'm a realist.
You're really
outlier.
pondering. You're looking up in the sky right now, pondering whether you're a realist or a toad.
You're just an outlier. You're
optimist.
If this was political, you'd be way far to the right or way far to the left. You know,
I'm an extremist. Is what you're calling me. You're calling me an extremist.
I am in the middle. Yeah.
Middleman Chew.
I have a formula. I'm a walking algorithm. That's what I am.
Here we go again.
Oh, God. Give me a break. You're the best, dude. You're the best. All right. We will talk about coming up next. Jordan Love said something that really piqued my interest, and I agree with him because 4 games left for the Packers. Obviously, they go to Seattle this weekend. They host New Orleans Monday Night Football. They go to Minnesota at the end of the month, and at the beginning of January to wrap up the regular season, they host Chicago. 4 games left. I would really like to see them win all 4 because that would tell me, hey, that's a championship good team. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. We'll dive into it more next. What do you need to see over the next 4 for you to go, yeah, Philly, Detroit, Green Bay, everybody else in the NFC? We'll dive into that coming up next. A shopping spree at the Bucks Pro Shop. What could be better than that for your holiday shopping? Tomorrow, Friday, December 13th, our guy Kyle Wallace from Kyle Brust and Nortman will be out at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum beginning at noon. Get there early, answer some Bucks trivia questions, and that shopping spree, all yours. But make sure you get there on time. Noon tomorrow. Mark it down. Put it in your Outlook calendar, whatever you got to do. Noon tomorrow. Bucks Pro Shop. Fiserv Forum. The first fan to answer 3 trivia questions correctly in a row is the winner of a shopping spree at the Bucks Pro Shop. That's tomorrow. Bucks Pro Shop. Fiserv Forum. Be there. Beginning at noon. 4 games left. What do the Packers need to do? We dive into it next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, ESPN Milwaukee.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we've got a broken down vehicle stuck in the center lane right about at 68th Street. So give yourself a little bit of extra time as you're making your way through that. It is going to be tight from before 92nd Street all the way through the stadium interchange. On the westbound side, backups from 13th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. 43 southbound's got a couple of taps on the brakes, basically from just before Capitol Drive all the way down past Locust. And then southbound 41 backed up from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, very cold, windy, mostly sunny with a high of 14, wind chills anywhere from 0 to 20 below. Tonight, clear and cold, a low of 6 above, wind chill of 0 to 5 below. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Always have a slice of summer by playing Pro Tour courses on one of their 12 simulators. Book a bay for just $35 Monday through Thursday. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Place to go for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee. Of course, there's only one answer. Of course, it is the Jewelry Center. You've heard me and Chew tell you about our guy, Dean the Dancing Machine, for years, and there's a reason for it. No matter what kind of diamond engagement ring you're looking for, the Jewelry Center has it, and the helpful team is always going to be able to point you in the right direction. Whether you're looking for a naturally mined diamond, a lab-grown diamond, the Jewelry Center has answers. So check them out. ShopTJC.com is the website, or stop in one of their stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or in Burlington. You will not regret it. And make sure when you go to the Jewelry Center, you tell them that Gabe and Chew sent you.
The president of James Imaging Systems, Tom Tegeter.
Over 45 years ago, my father, James Tegeter, founded our company on a cornerstone of quality, integrity, and service as the best way of connecting with clients. As I reflect on 2024, I'm grateful for the James Imaging Systems team. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to always connecting with clients and helping them thrive. To each long-term client, I extend my gratitude and thanks for your confidence and support. We look forward to remaining connected to you as your local business technology partner. I also appreciate our new 2024 clients for connecting with us. Welcome to the James Imaging Systems family. Looking forward to 2025, I believe if each of us embraces the power of connection, our local community will prosper. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless America.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey folks, when it comes to Christmas trees, don't get played by foreign plastic. Just like you wouldn't replace a prize QB with a mannequin. Don't replace American farm fresh trees with fake foreign plastic. These farm families are the MVPs of Christmas, growing champions right here on American soil. They're not sitting on the bench. They're out there every day growing real Christmas traditions. Make the winning choice, farm fresh Christmas trees, not foreign plastic that pollutes. Visit GetRealKeepItReal.com to find your local farm MVP.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 200 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Make your holidays bigger and brighter with Prize Picks, the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. You can now win up to 200 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states and is the best place to get real money sports action. Join now because this holiday season, Prize Picks is giving away 2 free picks in December, and they're giving away $30+ million in rewards during Picksmas. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's right. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Thursday morning, Alex Drove, Mark Chimura, Josh DiMaggio, intern Will hanging out with you on a Thursday. It's Packers-Seahawks Sunday night football this weekend. The 9-4 Packers head to Seattle, take on the 8-5 Seahawks, who have won 4 in a row. Big game feel, which is good this time of year because the Packers, coming off of a loss last Thursday night to the Detroit Lions, they need some big game feels. And initially, it didn't look like this stretch would be a lot of them, right? Nobody expected the Vikings to be as good as they are. The Seahawks, better than expected. Now the Saints and Bears both fired their head coach this season, so those 2 games hopefully are gimmies, but 2 challenging games in this 4-game stretch for sure for the Packers, both on the road, at Seattle and at Minnesota at the end of the month. That's on December 29th. Jordan Love asked yesterday about this 4-game stretch. What does Jordan Love want to see the Packers do? Well, the obvious answer is win, right? But what does he want to see the Packers do over the course of this 4-game stretch? Here's the quarterback yesterday at his locker.
Yeah, we're not holding anything back. You know, we're keeping the same approach we've done all season, is taking it 1 week at a time. But with that being said, you know, we're kind of in the same boat as last year. You know, we're saying we got to win out. You know, our goal is to win every game to finish the stretch, and obviously, like you said, secure a playoff spot. But yeah, we're going to take it one week at a time, and obviously, all of our focus is to go get a win in Seattle this week.
Jordan Love getting a little bit away from coach speak there for just a moment, right? We're going to take it 1 game at a time, he says. But our goal is to win out. Duh, right? Your goal is to always win out. If you ask every quarterback, they're going to say, yes, the goal this season is to go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl. But 4 games left. The Packers at 9-4, coming off of a loss. Jordan Love, the quarterback chew, says, hey, we got to go 4-0. We've got to win out if we want to be playing our best football come playoff time. What do you need to see over the course of this 4-game stretch for you to go, yeah, that team is in the same camp as the Lions and the Eagles in the NFC?
I think the defense is going to be what it is. I mean, obviously, it'll be a little better. With,
so what do you mean, inconsistent by that?
With Jair back. Yeah, the pass rush is going to be meh.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they're a little bit better on the back end with Jair. But if I could pick one thing, the passing game's got to show the ability to throw for 350. You know, because at some point in time, you're going to have that. Teams are, especially Philadelphia, who, if they do play Philadelphia, they can create pressure with 4. All they need is 4, which means if they go into that game wanting to stop Josh Jacobs, they can do it. So they have to have the ability to be able to score 35, throw for 380. I haven't seen that yet. You know, so but yes, win out. So if they beat Seattle, I'm not going to call them. I'm not going to call them elite.
No,
until they beat Seattle and Minnesota.
Yeah, you need to get both
of those.
I don't
care about the other 2 games. And Alex, I said this last week, and I don't know if you agree with me. If they beat Seattle and Minnesota, and they know where they're at from a wild card standpoint, rest everybody, lose to the Bears. I could care less.
Oh. Half of that I'm okay with. Resting everybody I'm good with. Losing to the Bears, even if it's Malik Willis.
Who cares?
And Emmanuel. Oh, I do.
Who cares?
I care. I do.
Who cares?
Me.
Rest up.
Stop asking
Get
the
your
question.
guys
I've
healthy.
answered it 6 times.
Create it like you have a bye week, and then see where the chips fall.
You can't lose to the Bears.
Who cares if you lose to the Bears?
I do. You can't lose to the Bears.
You're going to compromise the health of this team just to beat the slappy Bears. Who cares? We don't measure ourselves by beating the Bears. We measure ourselves by winning.
No, we own the Bears.
Bowls.
We own the Bears. Matt LaFleur's never lost to the Bears. You don't lose to the Bears. I don't care if I'm playing quarterback. You win the game.
Matter.
You win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Matt LaFleur cares also. He has a streak going against them. They also
11-0.
Last time they had a similar situation where the last game didn't matter. They did play their starters for at least a portion of the game to try and get a win.
Hold on. 13-13 at halftime. You're trotting Jordan Love out on a sloppy track.
No,
you're trotting Jordan Love out there for the second half.
Chew, I said I'm good with wrestling the starters. I just don't want to lose.
Well, who cares? Well, if they don't play their starters,
Can
they're
you
probably
say
not going to
something besides who cares? Give me anything else.
The game means nothing. Nothing.
The issue is it likely will, though, right? Even if you beat Minnesota, I would guess you probably have the same record entering Week 18. So you're probably playing for positioning. And the 5 versus the 6 seed, I don't think matters a whole ton, right? Because that's the difference between going to Seattle or Tampa Bay. And I don't know which team I'd rather see wild card weekend, right? And obviously it's not a bona fide done deal that the Packers win wild card weekend. But I don't know. So we'll see.
Well, okay.
But I'd like to see them win out, I guess is more my point.
Well, here's
that's what I
thing,
want to see.
Alex. Because slipping into the 7th seed would be
bad. BAD bad.
Battling against Washington. So Washington have the Saints, which you would assume is a win, right?
I would, yes.
They have the Falcons at home. Mm-hmm. No, hold on.
Yes, at home.
They got the Saints. And then they got the Eagles.
Yep.
You would assume that's a loss,
yeah,
right?
I would put the Commanders at 3-1 to end the year. They're at the Saints, home against the Eagles, home against the Falcons, and then at the Cowboys.
So if the Packers go 2-2, there's a threat of them moving to the 7th, and then the threat of them playing Philadelphia right out of the gate.
Yeah, that would suck. I would not like that.
Which is what you do not want.
Yeah, I would not like that.
Which is what you do not want that. So this game is important.
They're all important.
This game is... Well, they're going to be, and if they have to play against the Bears to maintain, say, the 6th spot, they're going to win that game. So it's really just 2 games.
Is that a foregone conclusion?
Seattle.
I mean, we watched the same game a couple weeks ago, Chew, and I would imagine the Packers are playing better football at the beginning of January than they were a few weeks ago, but. They essentially lost to the Bears a couple weeks ago, right? It was the tip.
I guarantee you this, Alex. I guarantee you this because I played on a team that did the same thing in '92 because we had a lot of turds on the team. There are players on the Bears actively right now packing up their apartments. They got the boxes there. They're starting to break down stuff. The plane tickets have been bought, let's see, for, say, January 6th. A lot of the players already have their plane tickets bought for January. So they're done. They quit. It doesn't matter. We had guys on the team like that. I remember, listen to this. This was great.
Oh, boy.
Well, I was an idiot. Well, I'm still an idiot, but
that
back then
hasn't
I
changed.
was a young idiot. There were guys with their cars packed when we were playing the last game of the year against Minnesota. And Ron went out there. He'd go out there and look to see whose car was actually packed because they felt the season was over.
Oh.
And bye-bye.
Yeah, you're not coming
back. They
back.
weren't with the team the following year. Yeah.
You never did
That's
that.
a bad mindset.
You never did that, I assume.
No, because I stayed here in the offseason.
All right.
I loved pumping iron with my guys. You know,
pumping iron with my guys.
Yeah, it was the best to have the weight room to yourself with Kent Johnson and Barry Rubin. Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, no, I loved it. But I guarantee the Bears are. Yeah, the guys are already packing their apartments up.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's a gimme. But if the Packers go 4-0, is that enough to convince you they're Super Bowl good?
Yeah, that would. Yes. I mean, the path is tough.
Right.
But, yeah, the path is tough.
The road games.
I would say they have it. I would say if they win out 4 games, they have a shot.
I would agree.
If they lose to Minnesota, I'm sorry, I have to say
that. Yep, I agree. I fully agree with you. If you lose to Minnesota, that's the game I think we all have circled. But also, if they lose Sunday, Chew, if they lose Sunday at Seattle, are you all of a sudden going, maybe this team isn't as good as I thought they were?
No, I still think there's time. I mean, percentage-wise, it's not great, but it's just they're not going to go from doing what they do, like I said, I need to see them have the ability to throw for 350 to 380.
Why is that the mark you keep pointing out? Because he's only done it once. He threw for 389 in that loss to the Vikings.
It's a passing league, and you have to have the ability in the playoffs to be able to score 40-something.
Sure. And I think
I need it every game, but you may need it for a game.
And I think they're completely capable of that. And, Joshy and I had this conversation yesterday on Mr. Relevant. This kind of their identity this year has evolved into they're a run-first team, right? What's the breakdown, Joshy? I know you had that stat.
It's like 51-49 at this point.
In the 51 being passed.
Yes.
But, I mean, they are running the ball more than pretty much most teams in the NFL. And that's become their identity. So far, so good, right? They're 9-4, and Josh Jacobs has been terrific for them. It's been an awesome addition for them. But Chewy, you're saying in order to unlock that next level, in order to get to that next step, it needs to be Jordan Love driven.
Yeah, because you said, Alex, yesterday they beat two teams with winning records, and the one team with winning record was without Puka and Cooper Kupp.
Correct. One of them was, yes.
That makes a big difference, right? So they really beat one team with a winning record.
Yeah.
And that doesn't give you warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, I mean, their signature win this season is the Houston Texans. And because
who were banged up at the time, too.
They were, but you still held C.J. Stroud to, what was it, 85 yards passing?
Absolutely.
I mean, it was an absurd defensive performance.
Yeah. One game.
I'd like to see more of that, and hopefully we do on Sunday. We'll continue this conversation. Let us know what you think. What do you need to see over this 4-game stretch in order for you to go, yep, Super Bowl team? Text in, call in, 800-990-3776. That is your way into Jen, Gabe, and Chewy with the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Chmura. I'm Alex Strouf. We'll continue this conversation on the other side. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on a Thursday morning right here on ESPN Milwaukee.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Eastbound 94 slowing down from 84th Street to 35th. The westbound side slowing down from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43's got some backups from Hampton all the way down to Locust. And then on northbound 4394, we got a crash on the left shoulder right at Howard Avenue. That's got things backed up through the Plainfield curve. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, very cold, windy, mostly sunny, a high of 14 with a wind chill of 0 to 20 below. And then tonight, clear and cold, a low of 6 above, wind chill of 0 to 5 below. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. Guys, you know that my travel during this time of year is insane. I would not be able to navigate it and manage it without my friends over at AccuTrans, who help me get to and from the airport when I have a hectic travel schedule. They can do the same for you. Doesn't even need to be hectic. Say you got a family trip coming up. Say you've got the holidays coming up and you have a holiday party and you just want somebody to get you and your loved ones there and back safely. It's AccuTransGroup.com. You can get a quote on their website or you can book a reservation today. AccuTransGroup.com for reliable and safe transportation that Jen uses throughout the holiday and football season.
Wins, wins, and more wins are waiting to be uncovered at Potawatomi. Get ready to find yours in a winter stash of $300,000 in prizes this December. Play with your rewards card for entries, drawings on 3 thrilling Thursdays. Some seriously big wins are waiting for you. Winter Stash at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Woo!
Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I've got you covered. It's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee, and with holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust AccuTrans Group to handle all of my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or festive celebration, AccuTrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Winter is here. Don't let your car care take a backseat. Protect your car against rust, salt, and grime this season at Tsunami Express Car Wash. Tsunami Express makes cleanup a breeze with their state-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and convenient unlimited wash memberships. Try their new best-in-class T2 with graphene wash for the ultimate long-lasting shine and protection. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com.
It's the holiday season, my favorite time of year. Festive decorations, family gatherings, using our gift boxes. Honestly, I'm happier to see a Using Our Gift Box at my door than Santa. The Using Our Gift Box doesn't require cooking, just eating. And who's not up for that during the holidays? Make someone's day by sending them the tastiest gift in town, a box filled with Using Our's delicious sausage, cheese, and assorted goodies. Order yours today. It's easy. Just go to usinger.com and click on gifts.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here with Brad Nortman, and we've got a holiday deal from Quintessa Aesthetic Center that you don't want to miss.
That's right, Jen. The holidays are coming up fast, and if you're looking for the perfect gift for that special woman in your life, or maybe you're interested in checking out Quintessa for yourself, we've got you covered.
Now, through December 20th, for every $100 gift card you buy, you'll get a $20 bonus card. It's a once-a-year deal to make her holiday unforgettable or treat yourself.
Visit myquintessa.com today to grab this special offer.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
There's a lot of sodas now that are prebiotic sodas
they
as
don't
well.
work. They're called poop.
No,
they're really called poop, I think. You buy them on Amazon.
I thought you were going to stop talking.
You got a lot of brust in you. You know that?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Alex Strope, Mark Chimura, Joshie DiMaggio, intern Will, hanging out with you on this Thursday morning. Talking about the upcoming 4-game stretch to end the regular season for the Packers. They head to Seattle this Sunday night. They host New Orleans next Monday. Then they head to Minnesota, and they wrap up the regular season hosting Chicago. Those are their final 4 games. Here at a 9-4 record through 13 games so far here in the regular season. Discussing what we need to see. Whether that's record, what you need to see them clean up, whatever you think in order for you to go, for the Packers in your mind to graduate to Super Bowl caliber, right? Detroit and Philly are there. I don't think Green Bay's quite there. Jason on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube chat, Chew, says they need to win these road games. These are 2 tough environments versus good teams. That's how it will be for the entire playoffs. Got to get comfortable doing that, which is a really good point from Jason.
Yeah. They also have to stop playing ping pong, in order for them to throw for 350, 380.
That's the second time you said that. What do you mean by playing ping pong? You mean in terms of the score going back and forth?
Red zone? No. Red zone's great. 4 or 5. Third down sucks. Right? That's what I mean. Jordan throws picks. We rush for 160. That's what I mean by ping pong. All that stuff has to be cleaned up. Defensively, hey, pass rush looking a little better. We give up 27 first downs. 18 of them are through the air. You're not going to win like that, right? So those have to balance themselves out. The pass rush still has to be better, and you give up 18 first downs. You can't give up 27 because when you give up 27, the possession clock is going to be out of whack, way out of whack. And it's not going to afford you to be able to throw for 350 or 380. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why you got to read the whole story. Yeah, the score was 34-31 against Detroit, but the story does not match up.
No,
see what I'm saying?
I was actually just about to point that out, right? Because the time of possession, the Lions won that by over 12 minutes, but they only won the game by 3.
huge.
I mean, it's miraculous that the turnover battle was even.
Yes.
Each team had one turnover. They won the time of possession battle by over 12 minutes, and they only won the game by 3 points.
You know what? People down here in Tampa, because you know what? People here are football fans. They're Tampa Bay fans, but they're football fans.
Sure.
And I've got about 6, 8 guys I'll watch a game with. And you know what they all say about Green Bay?
What do they say?
Luckiest team in the NFL.
Is that just a year
win
after
on a
year
field
theme?
goal? Win on a blocked field goal? Win on a walk-off field goal? Hey, now you gave me a face like you're all offended. How dare Tampa Bay fans say that we're the luckiest team in the NFL? Josh, did you see his face? He was like offended. He was like
Josh, he's gonna
my
lead
friend
in
that
here.
I put in Emoji jail.
Here we go.
Yeah, he got in his feelings
pedal the
there.
narrative. Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a little soft on you.
I mean, there is a little truth to that.
Chris chimes in, says, Chewy, are you freaking kidding me? The Chiefs are the luckiest team in the NFL, which is a good point. They are.
Oh, yes, I agree, too, with that. Because they should have about 3 or 4 losses on their schedule.
They sure should, and they find ways to win.
Generally just make their own luck.
Yeah,
Isn't that kind of how it
if,
goes?
if you find ways to win the way the Chiefs have, right? Aren't they 0-7 their last 7 games against the spread? I think I saw.
Yes.
But they're 6-1 in those games. I mean, that's absurd.
But hold on. Pump the brakes because we've said this, Josh. We've said this about the Chiefs. They get bored. Is it because they're bored? Is that why they're the luckiest team? Because they get bored and their games are tight and close, and then they hit the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, zing!
Yeah, I think largely they just don't care about how much they win by or what the way they win. They just go out there, beat you, and move on.
Hey, it doesn't matter if it's the Raiders or the Chargers. 2-point win. Yeah. They won both of those games 19-17.
If there's one thing when I retire from doing this show, I would hope I accomplished in my years of doing radio.
Oh, boy.
Because I understand there's people...
This could go anywhere.
...that are going to say... There's people that are going to say the sky is green and there's no changing their minds whatsoever. The one thing I hope I did is to make fans look at things objectively. Instead of looking at being offended by things I say to bring light to their eyes.
Here's the fundamental issue with that, Chewy, because let's just evaluate your performance. You and I have worked together quite a bit the last few months, right?
Yeah, sure.
Do you think I look at things objectively?
I think you do more now being on the show with me.
So you think it is a you thing that has led to my growth?
Gabe used to drive me insane when he used to do the show with Homer. To the point where I wanted to just choke him. When he used to do his 160 days until Green Bay wins the Super Bowl, because he was an ultimate toad. Now, I de-toaded him.
Yeah.
I de-toaded him. But the problem is the toad has to go somewhere. Yeah. And with Gabe, it went to the Bucs. Because, seriously, whatever Gabe says about the Bucs, you should go opposite. Josh, am I right or wrong?
Recent history has said that you've been more right about the Bucs than Gabe has.
Yes.
Hey, they're going to Vegas.
I mean, it's got to go somewhere. The only concern with you, and I kind of learned from Gabe, Alex, is I took it too far.
Now he's trying.
But I think I'm doing okay by you. I think I de-toaded you a little bit. I'm going to leave you right where you are.
Well, actually, I'll take that as a compliment. You think you've de-toaded me?
I think they're still, 25% toad as opposed to 75% toad.
Josh, he doesn't agree with that at all.
You look at things more objectively.
Good for me.
He's scared.
Now, Josh is just a BSer. He's a total
that's true.
full of you-know-what, because he sold me a bill of goods like he was a toad, but he only did that to get under. Josh, am I right? You did it to get under my skin.
There are times where I find the taking the toad position, knowing that it will probably upset you and get you going. But I'm trying to get the best out of you, bud.
Yeah, that's just a good producer.
I know, but Josh, you look at things objectively, right?
I'd like to think so. I'm definitely a Packers fan, and I'll never, ever deny that. For a long time, people called me way too negative. It was much like is Gabe now. I think I've gotten a little more positive as the times have gone on.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes if you're being too negative, I just take the toad roll. A little yin and yang.
Okay. So you got to balance me out?
Yes.
Do I take it too far at times?
At times you are too far, Johnny Raincloud.
Because I'm a Packer fan, but I'm a football fan more than I'm a Packer fan. And, I just like everyone to look at the big picture, not the small picture.
Sure.
And the only reason I took Seattle this week is because, like I said, I played in games like this. When you come off of a big game and you're young and it's a night game in a loud place and you're not playing your best football, and Seattle's going to come out because they're trying to win their division. They're going to come out gangbusters, right? If they don't match that, and you'll be able to tell early on, there's a chance they're going to lose.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. We will wrap up the show coming up next. And on the other side, I am going to do something I have never done before tonight. I'll tell you what that is coming up next as we wrap up the show. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right here on ESPN Milwaukee.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
College hockey returns to Fiserv Forum with the 4th annual Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off, December 28th and 29th.
The Wisconsin Badgers return to defend their title, facing the Ferris State Bulldogs in semifinal action on day one. The Yukon Huskies and Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks will battle for the other spot in the championship game.
Don't miss the college hockey action coming to Milwaukee and see who wins the championship on day 2. Secure your seats today at Ticketmaster.com.
We talk about Professional Construction Inc. here on the show because they are exceptional at what they do. I should know we've had them over to our house a number of times to help us with remodeling projects or home additions or just the things that we can't handle on our own. Mike and Michelle operate a family-owned company. They believe in building relationships and doing great work on your projects. Go to their website. It's professionalconstructioninc.com. Professionalconstructioninc.com is where you can see some pictures of jobs that they have done. Get some inspiration of jobs they can do for you. And you can tell them that Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Monica, what delightful surprise do you have for us this Christmas?
I've been waiting all day for your big reveal. Take a look and tell me what you see. Oh, that's gorgeous.
I see the North Star, that guiding light that always lets you know where you are.
The North Star is important to you?
Sitting directly above the axis of the Earth, it's the only star in the sky that never moves. It's always there for you.
Sarah? I see the star that stood high over Bethlehem 2,000 years ago. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might.
Monica, it's fabulous.
Nicole Lasker designed it. I love her.
What's it called?
The Star of Hope. We have them in sterling silver with 4 diamonds for just $198. And in white gold with bigger and bigger diamonds at prices up to $19.98.
I love it.
I love it even more than Rick does. The Star of Hope.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at 28 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that was voted Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers preparing for a trip to the Pacific Northwest to take on the NFC West leading Seattle Seahawks. Green Bay's won 5 of the last 6 games in the series, but haven't won in Seattle since 2008. Head coach Matt LaFleur expects a playoff-like atmosphere this weekend.
It should be an electric environment. It's going to be important for us to make sure that we can control the things that we're totally in control of, and we've got to make sure that we're just on top of all the little details in order for us to go out there and perform at a high level.
It's the Packers and Seahawks Sunday night from Lumen Field. Kickoff is at 7:20.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank.
First time building your own nest? Call Tri-City. We'll do the rest. Our hometown lenders will put you at ease. Your home building process will be a breeze. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from ESPN Milwaukee's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You know how much I love and trust X Golf with my golf game. Whether we're talking about Brookfield or Mequon, the state-of-the-art simulators, the custom golf clubs they can build, the lessons you can get from their PGA pros. Secretly, one of my favorite things is after my round. In fact, most Fridays, you can find me in Brookfield at the bar enjoying a nice cold drink, maybe having some of the food that they have from their incredible menu. This can happen for you too. Go to xgolfbrookfield.com or xgolfmequon.com to book your tee time today.
Year-end savings are here at Land Rover Waukesha. Unwrap a truly unique luxury SUV this holiday season. The new Range Rover Velar provides power, performance, sporting luxury, and all the latest technology. Get 3.9% special APR financing for up to 72 months only on a new 2025 Range Rover Velar at Land Rover Waukesha. 3.9% APR for 72 months. A deal so nice, even Santa will want in. Get your mittens on the most luxurious ride this holiday season. LandRoverWaukesha.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I just figured if I got the yellow ones from Mexico, I could slip those in without her. Did you know the Viagra in Mexico is yellow?
Had no idea.
Yeah.
Wait, can you just paint it? You just drop it in a little food coloring?
You probably could, like an egg.
I'm
going to try that.
Easter has a new meaning in the Chimera household.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
Few minutes to go on the Thursday edition. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I'm Alex Strope in for Jen and Gabe alongside Mark Chimura, Josh DiMaggio, intern Will, with you for a few more minutes ahead of Wilde and Tausch. Chewy, have you ever cheered for a tie before?
Yeah, I'm sure I have. If I like both teams or...
Have you or have you not put a tie on the scores thing that goes out every week?
Yeah, he's done it.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
For sure.
I believe 0-0 tie he's done before. When they were so darn bad last year at the beginning of the season, I'm pretty sure I saw like a -2 to -2 at one point.
And you can still win with a tie even though one team on the scoreboard wins the game.
Sure. Now, Packers fans should be rooting for a tie tonight on Thursday Night Football between the 49ers and the Rams, as the Packers can clinch a playoff spot with a win this weekend. They just need a little help, which includes a tie between the 49ers and the Rams. A win for one team does not help the Packers one way or another. That would mean they cannot clinch in Seattle on Sunday. They need a San Francisco Rams tie tonight, and they need an Atlanta loss on Monday and a win on Sunday for the Packers in order to clinch a playoff spot here in week, what are we, week 15, week 14? What week is it, Joshy? 14?
14.
Got it. Week 14, they could clinch a playoff spot with a win Sunday, an Atlanta loss Monday, and they need a tie tonight. So, Chewy, as you watch Thursday Night Football tonight, will you be actively rooting for the tie?
No.
Oh, you won't watch?
Care less. No. San Fran against the... No.
Rams are fun.
No.
I thought you were a football fan. You just got off your high horse telling us about how big of a football fan you are.
Yeah, I like good games. I don't watch bad games. Although I do watch the MAC on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Well, there's your damn answer. Whatever. That does it for us. Thanks, Chew. Wilde and Tausch coming up next right here on ESPN.